Now then, the Mexican Grand Prix is next up this coming weekend, taking place at the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez, right in the middle of Mexico City in Mexico. And it's a good one since it came back, isn't it?
Yeah, I like the track. Some people don't, but I'm a fan. Generally speaking, I'm a fan of the tracks that I can actually drive, and I used to do it on the PlayStation, and this is one of them. So,
Yes, it certainly is, and it's a super unique one. It is, let me get all the right stats for it. The current layout of it takes place over 15 corners. It is roughly 4.3 kilometers long, and it is the highest Formula One track that we go to every year. It takes place at it's 4,000 meters, something like that. Mexico City is right the way up in the sky, which means it's a very, very unique setup challenge for the drivers and the teams because even though if you look at it on paper, it is a long straights and medium speeds corners where in anywhere else on earth you'd be looking to a medium to low downforce setting. Because it's so damn high in the sky, the air is super thin, so they effectively run Monaco levels of downforce here, which means we get overtaking because they've all got rear doors on their back wings.
yes, they do. And it's all because the air is that thin that the aerodynamics don't work the way they should. Because as we know, I think what they did describe the aerodynamics of Formula One car is upside down plane wings.
Upside down
So
plane wings.
the air goes over the aerodynamics, it pushes the car down. The thinner the air, the less push you get for layman's terms. So yeah, you've got to slap on a shipload of downforce. They probably don't want to, but the layout of that track, you probably, if you put that down a few hundred meters, you're probably looking at maybe not quite Monza level kind of downforce or lack of, but you're looking somewhere closer to that than what they do.
Yeah.
But yeah, they put on a hell of a lot.
It's certainly more Spa than Monaco to look at. And you'll certainly get people trying it. This is a good track for a good old Alex Albon DRS train
Mm.
because it's one of those tracks where the likes of a Williams would come along and stick not necessarily their Spa or Monza downforce levels on, but they're certainly not running as if they're in the streets of Monaco with the sole intention of they're going to get out in front and just hang on through the corners and blast down the straight where no one can get past them because the air's too damn thin and the DRS doesn't work if you're not chasing a barn door. The top five are not going to do that though, are they?
Oh no, they're
Or
going to they're
will
going to
they?
go for it.
Are
Well,
Ferrari going to do something weird now?
Ferrari are probably the one team that have not a lot. They've got everything to gain by getting a win and getting on the podium, and nothing really to lose by trying something because they're not in with anything. All they're going to do is spoil someone else's party.
Mm.
So why not try something? Why not try and get some sort of, you know, PR thing where they get themselves on the podium, maybe a 1-2 or a 2-3 or a 1-3, and just get some good points and, get in amongst it. They've been promising that they promised it more in the off season than it actually happened, but they've been promising something. So, let's see it. And some of the other teams could try something funny, but I think if you're going to go for a team up the front, you're probably looking at Ferrari going to try something a bit
And
different.
it worked for them last year. They tried something a little bit different last year. Now, granted, the car was better last year than it was this year. They were chasing McLaren for the championship, so they were in just an all-out better position. But they were on pole pretty comfortably with Carlos Sainz. He was a good better part of 2 tenths, two and a bit tenths quicker than Max Verstappen to pole. It was very impressive. And then he finished first ahead of Lando Norris, who recovered from being nearly shunted into a wall. And his teammate Charles Leclerc. So it was a double podium for them. It wasn't 1-2, but it was a double podium with Lando in between them. I'm not saying they're going to do something like that, but I bet Lewis Hamilton doesn't want a 20 beside his name and an asterisk in how long it's taken someone to score their first podium in, or how long until you score your first podium in Ferrari, because he now unfortunately holds that record on his own.
Oh
But
dear.
he wants to get rid of that soon.
Yes, and I don't think many people out there thought that would be a record he would have. Uh, well,
I
yes, you
did.
did. Yes, yes.
Yes, thank you. I did.
I don't think
I
there's
don't think I
many
thought
though.
specifically this record, but I did not think he was going to have a good year with them.
No, No, I kind of hoped he would have a good year, but there was always that thing in the back of my mind, like, is he though?
Mm,
Is this too much hype? I don't know, because he didn't have a great couple of years over at uh,
that Mark.
Mercedes. So yeah, I would like to see it though. I would like to see him get up there, break that duck, get on that brilliant podium. Probably one of the best podiums you have. You know, when they bring the car up and everything, so cool.
Mm, it's a cool
Uh,
podium in the in
yeah,
the in the draw in the stadium.
in the stadium section as well, which is a really good part of the section, the track as well. Uh, so yeah, I would like to see him do something. Um, I'd like to see Ferrari do something,
Mm.
uh, and not just fail miserably and qualify 10th and 14th or whatever. Uh, so I think that might come towards my predictions of where I would like things to go. Because as we know, we do not make these predictions based on any kind of an analysis. Because if you've listened to many of these podcasts, if we did, we'd need to sack the person that gave us the analysis in the first place. It's all literally based on heart and what we hope to be see. So
Yes, it is. Sorry, just to apologize to the people of Mexico City. I said it was 4,000 meters in there. It's not. It's 2,200 meters, which is nearly 7,500 feet. That's still very high,
it is
especially
very
for
high.
someone who can literally see the sea out his bedroom window. It's very high. It's
Hmm.
very high. It's where planes and birds exist. It's very high in the air, very thin, very cool looking city. If you are going this weekend, please let us know what it is like and share some pictures with us because it is very, very high on my bucket list. And I have friends at work who are from there and have been there and say it's awesome. I've been to the race and say it's incredible. And that stadium section looks like one of the. It's not necessarily the place to watch Formula One, but it seems like the best place to have an atmosphere to watch Formula One.
Yes. Good place to get your social media with lots of cars because, I mean,
Mm.
not a lot happens, but they go very slow through it. So, you know, they're almost stopping for a bit of flash photography as they drive through that section.
That's
Uh,
true. And you'll have someone clumsily clouting a barrier or clouting a bollard or clouting another car from time to time in there.
yeah. Yeah, of course. Of course, if Lance Stroll's still driving, then that probably will happen at some point.
Well, at least he can't take a big if he took a big swerving dive bomb, he'd cut four corners, wouldn't he? Wouldn't put it past him, but do you know what? Lance, go for it. Let's have it, mate.
Just go.
Just I turn now, just turn now, like the Family Guy meme, like Oscar got it this weekend, just straight through the stadium section, and then just swan off to the Valkyrie. It sounds better than Formula One cars anyway. You'd look better in it, mate. Uh, let's get into our predictions then for the Mexico City Grand Prix. As always, there's no sprint this weekend, so we will do pole, top three, and a wild shout. Um, and Coops, I will let you go first.
Okay. I'm going with Paul being Piastri. I'm going
Nice.
with okay, Hamilton is going to win it just because why not? I mean,
Nice.
he's not,
Not
but
not analysis.
no, but he's not. But we're going to go with that, and then we're going to have Lando getting second, and then Piastri third.
Oh, no Max. Okay.
No, Max will be fourth, and then my wild
Okay.
shout is oh, what we're going to have here. We're going to go with Gabby Bortoleto in the points, and I'm going to say not just in the points. We're going to say above eighth.
Eighth or above, or
Yep,
specifically above eighth?
eighth or above. There we go.
Okay. Eighth or above, because you know I'd pick you out on that if you finished eighth.
Oh, we don't do ourselves any favors with these, do we?
No, not in the slightest. Okay, I am going all in on my own hype train here. I am going to say Lando on pole. Um, I am going to continue that because the shall we say the delusion is getting real now. I'm getting fully backed on the Lando's going to be champion, and I'm going to say top three. All right, Lando. Oh, then it gets tricky. I am going to say Lando. Charles and Max. That's going to be
Oh,
my top three because that throws a bit of a spanner in the works for the championship in lots of different ways and lots of different maths that I couldn't be bothered doing now, but I'll do it next week if that comes off. My wild shout. This is a bit tougher. I am going to say that I'm going to go for a Mercedes double DNF. Don't know why. Don't know why at all. I just George Russell has been spawning into two good positions lately. Kimi, I think, got away with one in Texas. I think they're just due a bit of a miserable weekend, and they tend to kind of have miserable weekends this time of the season sometimes. So there we go. That's just no reason for that whatsoever. But those are our predictions. Wherever you are listening, leave us comments, check out our prediction videos, check out our prediction posts, and let us know what your predictions are for this weekend's Mexican Grand Prix. Now then, before we go, let me get you the times for the race weekend, UK Ireland times as always. And once again, it's a nice evening one this weekend because obviously it's pretty much it is the same time zone as the Texas Grand Prix. It's directly south of it. So practice one will be on Friday, the 24th of October at 7:30 in the evening. A nice time for it after work on a Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Practice two will be on Friday at 11 o'clock. That's a bit late for practice two, but it's Friday. So, we at least in Ireland have a bank holiday, so I'm not going anywhere. Practice three will be on Saturday, 25th at 6:30 in the evening, and qualifying is at 10 o'clock on Saturday night. And then the race is once again at 8 p.m. on Sunday night. So we're looking forward to this one. We think it might be a little bit more hypey than the USA. We kind of hyped it up in our review of Texas earlier on that this potentially becomes an even more important race than Texas was
Oh
for the
yes, yeah.
championship. I mean,
In terms of championship, there's a few things to start watching.
Hmm.
It's not a case of how far ahead Lando and Piastri are going to be in front now. We're now looking at Max and what is he doing over the weekend and how close he is, and so we're starting to get a bit more analytical and getting the maths out and stuff to see like, oh, what does this mean? So yeah, there's a bit more now. We've got a couple of subplots in there that could develop into the main plot. Uh, and I think we'll kind of know. I'm going to put myself out there and say I think we're going to kind of know what the rest of the season will be like after this weekend.
Interesting. Okay.
I think if Max has not a great one or the McLarens have a good one, maybe a 1-2 and Max is third or fourth, and obviously this is all caveated by Piastri being first,
Hmm.
that I think the whole idea of Max winning it is probably going to be back down to the probably not now. Uh,
47 in four races becomes a lot tougher. 47 best case scenario in four races becomes a lot tougher, sprints or no. Because even
yeah,
as it is, as we've said a couple of times now, if Max finishes first with Oscar right behind him in all five races and two sprints, Oscar wins.
yeah,
Max is not close enough yet for to be that comfortable yet. He can't just win it all yet. He needs Oscar to not be there. And then Lando's just sort of vibing in the middle of both of them.
yeah. That's exactly it. So it's still in Oscar's hands. And like I
For
say,
sure.
he needs to be more analytical on how he does his races. Obviously, I mean, if it's the top three and he's sitting there at second and Max is first, don't go for the dive bomb because you don't need to.
Hmm.
If it was a couple of points either way, a bit like 2021 where they were sharing and sparring, then yes, you do because you have to. But when it comes to this, you're 40 ahead. There's not that many races going. You've got the car, you've got the talent. Become your inner Alan Prost, bring it out there. Go right, fine, Max. You take first, I'm taking second because I'm still going to be in front of you, and there's one less race to deal with. So
I
he
think
needs
that's a
to
good
kind
point
of
to keep in mind. Max has gotten better. Red Bull have gotten better. McLaren is still a damn good car.
yeah. Oh,
That has not become all of a sudden a dog car overnight. That's still arguably the best car on the grid.
it's not that's what people are forgetting because you've got to add in the max factor to
Hmm.
the Red
Which is an
Bull
extra
and
10% minimum to
it,
the level of the
you
car.
know and how he drives that car and what he does with that car. And we saw snippets of it at the start of the season, the Japan pole, for example.
Imola
Nobody
turn
saw
one.
that coming. Uh, so we've seen moments of it, and it's just all linking in together. But the McLaren car they haven't stood still. Just other teams have just found that wee bit. And sometimes that's what you need, just to bring it closer together and just make it uncomfortable. Because, they should have got points at the sprint, but they didn't because they just didn't, and that's the other part of it. That's the other, the other part of the intangible, or if that's a word, the other ingredient to this whole situation that other people can trip folk up. But if we're going for just a normal race, the McLarens have that car to
Mm.
just keep themselves in touching distance, and right now that's all they need. The tricky part is you've got Piastri who needs to be kind of analytical about everything and needs to take his time with it. You've got Lando who doesn't. Lando has no time for that. Lando needs to take the dive bombs. He needs to go down the insides. He needs to, front wing be damned. I'm going to try it and hope that, Oscar or Max or whoever, you know, sees me coming and doesn't,
Hmm.
you know, doesn't shut the door on them and trip them up. Because if they start fighting amongst themselves, Max has got this. So
Yep.
that it's become far more tricky for McLaren than I think they even wanted it to be. And that is not a good position for McLaren in general, but Oscar has the talent just to keep everything calmer, and he is a calm person. Maybe some people think a bit too calm in terms of just personality and standing out there. But in the car, he needs to understand that this is Max is everyone's chasing him, and if he's just calm about it, he'll be fine.
Yep. Yep, that's the way it is. And as you said, it's still Oscars to lose. But this weekend is very, very important. And you can never, ever, 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 ever count out Max Verstappen, whether you like it or not. And I'm not a big fan of that, but it's just the way the world works. That'll do it for us. Thank you very, very much for watching and listening. We have been Sean and Coops for the Everything F1 podcast. You can check us out on all socials. In the meantime, Facebook, Instagram, X, and Threads, you'll find us at Join EF1. On TikTok, you'll find us at EF1 Official. And you can check out everythingf1.com for daily news and articles. We will be particularly busy this weekend because, of course, there is another Grand Prix. Don't forget as well, if you head over to our YouTube channel, Everything F1, all one word over there, and hit subscribe, hit some like on the videos as well. But subscribing is all you really have to do, and you'll be in with a chance to win a Lego Speed Champions F1 set as soon as we hit 500 subscribers. It's nice and simple. We're looking to grow that very, very quickly, and we've had a good year with it so far. So we help us out over there. Head over to YouTube, hit subscribe, and win yourself some Lego. It's as easy as that. We will be back next week to review the Mexican Grand Prix. But until then, Coops, I will chat to you later. Enjoy Mexico.
I will indeed, and I'll speak to you soon.
Goodbye.
Bye.